So as per today's agenda, we are going to see with string concept and problem solvings on strings. Okay, when I say strings, strings is a collection of character, isn't it? I can able to store either a single character, a collection of character, or character with a special this one like in numbers as well as special characters can be included. So to initialize a string can be given in a single quotes, or it can be given by using double quotes, or it can be given by using triple single quotes or triple double quotes. So these are the different way for initializing a string. So I'll let you know when to use double quotes and single quotes and when to use triple quotes. Okay, so this double quotes and single quotes will be used whenever we are going to initialize a string with a single word or a single string. I can say that a single for example, name assign, I can give a Ram. So this single word or single string in the sense I can mention hello Ram. So both here I can use either single quotes or double quotes. Like whenever your initialization is going to happen in a single line, I can make use of single quotes or double quotes for initialization of a string. In case whenever your initialization is going to happen with more than one line. For example, like let me mention where. So I can just mention hello followed by how are you. You can notice here my information is not ending in a single line. I have multi-line of initialization. Whenever we have a multi-line of initialization, then we'll be moving on to a triple quotes. Okay, the triple quotes might be either triple single quotes or it might be either triple double quotes. This is the purpose of double quotes, single quotes and triple quotes. So these two will be acting for same purpose and these two will be acting for same purpose. This is for multi-line initialization. This is for single line initialization. So string in the sense I can initialize any group of characters or a number or along with a special character is allowed here. So here initialization part is done and next we are moving on to accessing part. How to access your string? So accessing of string can be done by using two approaches. First approach is indexing and next approach is slicing. So these are the two approaches which is available for accessing a string. So first we'll move on to indexing. When you speak about indexing, indexing has been classified into two types. One is positive indexing and other is negative indexing. Okay, when I say about positive indexing, like normal array access, guys. For example, let me initialize a name. Okay, there's a way that I'll let me give a variable name called name and let me initialize the name here. Like what is the name I can make use of it here? So let me initialize Karthik. So this is a string, I'm going to initialize it. Like if I initialize Karthik, this particular name can be given an index position, like K is given with the index position 0, A is given with the index position 1, R is given with the index position 2, and T is given the index position 3, H is given the index position 4, I is given the index position 5, K is given the index position 6. So giving an index position starting from 0, keep on incrementing this positive indexing where the same string can be given a negative indexing like K is given with -7, A is given with -6, R is given with -5, T is given with -4, H is given with -3, and I is given with -2, and K is given with -1. So initializing, accessing a same string can be done in two approaches, either by using a positive indexing starting from 0, keep on incrementing, or by using negative indexing starting from -1 from your end of your string. The string can be accessed by using two approaches. Okay, so whatever we are going to see here is positive indexing. When you come across a positive indexing, Like I can access the character in the string, like I can just print name of 0, which is the first character. I didn't execute it, guys. That's the reason. So if I execute, everything will be fine. So this k will be fetched, and so on. I can just increment it and check it. Like for the name of 1 will fetch you a. So like this, each and every position will fetch you like the concerned character in the position. So I can give like name of 2, name of 3. So like 0, 1, 2. So it is going to print 1 by 1 character. So this is positive. When you come with negative, like as I said you, the last position. When I say minus one will pick the last position in it. And when I say minus 2, it will pick the last before position. Same way, minus 3, minus 4. So here you can notice that the data is fetched from the backward. Minus 1 means the last position k, minus 2 in the sense the last before position I, minus 3 in the sense the before position of it h. Okay, minus 4 in the sense the before position of ht. So this is fetched in the reverse order. So this is all about positive indexing and negative indexing. If you want to access a string can be accessed by using both the approaches, positive as well as negative. Guys, I'm teaching from the scratch. So directly instead of moving into a problem solving, I'm just teaching the concept. Then we are going to the problem solving questions, guys. So whenever you find something is not clear, you can just stop me, clarify your doubt. We can proceed further. Okay, so here this is one way of this is a one way of accessing indexing. In this we have seen two classification: indexing done in positive approach, indexing done in negative approach. And next is that what we're going to see here is slicing concept. What is slicing here is like cutting a string into a small piece, like as whatever we want we can just slice it, like cutting the fruits, right? Slicing apple or slicing mango. So we are cutting the fruit, right? Slicing it. The same way we can cut a string as per our requirement. So to implement slicing, what are the things required? This particular slicing requires 3 parameters: start parameter, end parameter, and step parameter. So these are the 3 parameters required: start, end, and step values are required. So by default, our start parameter starts from the 0th position. And our end parameter ends with the given number -1. And the step value will go in a forward direction, one step forward. Okay, so we'll just take the string, whatever we initialize. So let me take name. Okay, let me take the name what we initialize, Karthik itself. So if I mention name of, if I didn't give start, end, and step, I have mentioned only colon, colon, colon. What happened? By default, it starts with the 0th position, goes till the end, and step value is 1. So the entire string is iterated, Karthik is displayed. In case we are giving here like, so you want to explain slicing again. Okay, I'll just explain this. Okay, fine, fine. Slicing here is like slicing the data into part. Like you can just notice that there is a string called hello is there. I want only the first 2 character has to be cutted, and I want to use it. So this cutting a string is called slicing. So this slicing can be done at the any part of your string, any part, like any mid string or end string. It can be cutted at any places. Okay, so if you want to implement the slicing, we need to know what is the syntax of it. So it will be like string name followed by 3 parameter will be accepted: start parameter, end parameter, and step parameter. So if you are not specifying the start from where I'm supposed to cut it, by default will take a start parameter as 0. And if you are giving say till 5th position, I want to end it, then what happens? This will go till only 4th position. The reason is it will go only to given number -1. That is the end position of it. Okay. And next is step value will go 1 step forward. So here you can notice that name, when I give it, name value is taken as Karthik. Now, when I didn't give the start value, I told you that it starts with the position 0. So starting position index of 0 is k. So but if I didn't give the end value, by default goes to the end of your string. Okay, so what is the step value? It is fetching first character, one step next, one step next, one step next. So the entire string is displayed till the end of it. One step is forwarded. So Karthik is displayed here. Okay, so this is the meaning of it, like colon, colon, colon. So the same thing can be achieved by using this also, guys. Just give me a minute. I'll just clear it. Let me mention print. Same way, let me mention print name colon colon. Both the things are going to just a minute. Sorry for it. Both the things are going to give you only the same result. Here I kept colon 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 was the start value, end value, and step value. Okay, so this step value colon is not required. That is an optional one. So other two value giving is an optional. But when you come with the step value, by default, you can remove this one colon. So two colons is not required. You can remove one colon, that is optional. If you are removing the particular colon, like what happened, by default, step value will be taken plus one. Existing value plus one. This is how your flow goes. Okay. So either you can just iterate your string completely by using calling a name, or you can slice it like this colon colon. Okay, so two colons or single colon is going to fetch you the complete string. So I don't want the complete string. If you feel that I want to fetch only the part of your string, then what I can do here is I'll just command these persons. So what I can do here is I can just mention print followed by name. In Karthik, assume that I want to fetch only Karthi. Okay, I want to fetch only this. So starting from 0, like I'll just bring these two persons there. Often it is not possible to scroll up and down. I'll just keep it here. So here assume that I want to fetch only Karthi. I don't want K. Okay, tick. So here like 0 to 5 I want it. So what I can do here is I can specify starting from 0 till 6 I'm supposed to give it. If I give 6 only, it will go till 5. It will not take K. You may be wondering why is that I'm just giving 6 one additional plus. So the syntax I told you, by default it will go end minus 1. If I didn't give anything for a end, by default go to the end. So here if I give specify as a 6, it will go only 6 minus 1. I mean that it goes only to the 4th index position. It will never go to the 5th index position. Okay, when you give 5, if I give 6, it will go only till the 5th index position. It will never go to till the 6th index position. So the same thing can be mentioned by print name of colon 6. This by default starting position is 0. It is not required to mention it. So there is a typo. Let me modify it. It is not required to mention it, the starting position. So are you people clear with this end value? If you give some end value, it will go only till end minus 1. It will never go to the exact point. If it is 6, it will never go to 6. It will go only till the 5. Is this clear? Clear with the start and end? Respond me. Fine, fine. That's fine. Okay. So now I'll just do one thing. I'll add a step value to it. So far I didn't go with step value, right? We are dealing with start and end. Like if I specify print name of colon colon and step value I'm giving here as 2. So we'll see what will happen now. Then I specify here, like I didn't give anything, only step value was given. Now what happened? By default, start with your 0th position and your incrementation will never happen once, it will happen twice, like 2 step will be taken. So starting from 0, it will be taken, it will take 2 steps here. Okay, so first K will be fetched, then followed by R will be fetched. then followed by 2 step, then H will be fetched. Then followed by 2 step, K will be fetched. Two step incrementation happens, guys. First K, next R, next H, and next K will be fetched. When you use step value as 2. So you can notice that your output will be K or H, K. So here I'm just giving my step value as 2. So like if you don't give start value and end value, if I give only step value, it will be going like this. Okay, this is the way how it goes, or how it slices. In case we are given a negative indexing value, we'll see what will happen. Print name of colon -1. If I give -1, we'll see what will happen. Like it will start with the last index. It will go in a reverse order. First it will be -1 and next -2. So first one is -1. -1, this is last character, right? So -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7. So last will come in a reverse order. Like it'll be a incrementation happens in your reverse order. Here positive approach. So from 0, like 0, 1, so 2 it will go, and again followed by 3, 4 will go, then it will go with like 0, 2, 4, 6. So this is how it goes. So when it comes here with the step value -1, first it starts with -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. It goes in a reverse order. Starting from -1, it goes in a reverse order. So it will print KIHTRAK. So this is your step value in negative. Like in your C programming, you people might have came with the I plus plus and I minus minus forward and the backward indexing. Like the same way I can give my step value in the forward or backward. So both can be done here. Okay, now we'll move on with the next one. So this is slicing, guys. If there is any doubt in slicing, let me know. Is that clear? So I just given you like without start value, without end value, and with step value, and followed by -1. Like negative indexing also I given here. I'll just give you one more example also. Listen here. In case if I have print name, if I give start value as 4, okay, colon -1. Try to guess the answer. Try to guess the answer and post in the chat box. Yes, Yuvraj. No, Yuvraj, just a minute. Mm, no, Yuvraj -1. Look at it -1. If it is positive something, it goes in a forward direction. -1. I'm not giving step value as -2. Like, listen carefully. This is not -2. Okay. No. Abdul, recheck it once. Guys, negative value step value will give you the backward direction. It will never give you forward direction at all. It gives you only backward direction. Then, no, if I say backward, don't try to reverse it. KIH, no, guys, no. Listen carefully. Look at it where it is starting. What is the starting position? Let me know. We'll go ahead step by step. What is the starting position of it? So in this character, what is the starting position here? That's 4, right? At 4, what is the character we have? At 4, what is the character we have? Fourth position. Position 4. Is it K? Index position 4. H. Yes, you are right. H. Okay. Initially, it is 4. When I try to do negative indexing, it goes minus. From 4, where does it goes? 4 minus 1. Okay, 4 minus 1, it goes to 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, it goes in such a way in a negative direction, like backward, starting from H, T, R, A, K. Got this point? The same statement, when I give positive indexing, it will come towards your right side. When I give negative value, it goes towards your left side. This is the difference. You should know this difference, guys. Got it? So when I say positive indexing, it comes from 4, 5, 6. It is like this. So this one, positive one goes forward and negative one goes backward. Is this clear now? Is this clear? Ping me. We'll move on to the next one. Do you have any doubt in the slicing part? Do you want some other example? Okay, I'll just give you one more question also. Try it, okay? Just a minute. I'll just give you one more question. What else I can give? Okay. So if I mention print name of, okay, here let me give colon 4 colon. What is the answer for this? Try it now. Make it faster. We have a lot of things to discuss. Yes, Kath, that's right. You're right. Others, yeah. Yuvraj, that's right. Just give a try. It's very simple. Abdul, that's right. Fine, guys. So here I didn't give start value. If the start value is not given, it will start from the beginning, right? Sounder, no. It will never print you full string. Look at the end position. Okay, this is your end position. So I told you end will go till given number -1, isn't it? Start value, if it doesn't give it, you start with 0th position. If you start with 0th position, keep on going. So given number is 4, given number -1, you'll stop till the 3rd position itself. So only this data will be printed, KRT. So the given number -1 could be the index position of it. KRT will be printed. So this is our slicing happens. Guys, now this seems to be a very simple concept. When you go with the programming, this particular slicing, all those things plays an important role. Okay, fine. So I'll just move on with the next one, guys. So we are done with the accessing of string, indexing and slicing over, indexing, positive indexing, negative indexing, slicing, start, end, and step value has to be kept in mind. And the next thing here is, like if at all we want to perform modification or deletion in string, that's not possible to modify a string. The reason behind it is, by default, string is immutable by nature. So for all the collection type, we'll be coming with mutability, immutability property, immutable in the sense non-changeable. So that's not possible to modify the data. Got it? We can't modify the data. You can delete the data. When you try to modify the data, for example, we know that name is a variable which holds the data Karthi. For example, if I try to change one character like name of 0th position, if I want to, like I want to change as A. If when I try to do it, it will throw you the error, which is not possible to do it. Okay, so changing one particular character is not possible, or deleting one particular element, one particular index position, like del of name of 0. So these things are not possible. Changing the structure of a strings is not possible. Once declared is declared. No change modification is allowed here. If you want to remove the complete string, I want to delete it, then is it possible? Yes. If you want to delete the complete name, del of name, that's possible to remove the entire name. But it's not possible to, or to say, do changes at one index position. Like if I want to add some data, like if I assume that we have a name Karthik, and let me have like okay, so let me have name 1 is Karthik and name 2, okay, name 2, let me have Charan. Okay, if we want to print name 1 plus space and name 2, you can do like this. Okay, all those things are possible. Okay, like whatever the modification you wanted, you can just temporarily do it. But when you go back and print your name 1 and name 2, name 1 and name 2 will not change in its position. Okay, the data will not be changed. Temporarily, it will print like joining these two data will be printed. Hi, Karthik Charan will be printed here. But when you go to your string and check it, your name 1 and name 2 will not be changed. So this is what we are saying. Strings are immutable by nature. The originality is not changed. So during your declaration itself, whatever you wanted, you're supposed to give it. Being as a string, you can't be able to modify it. If you want to do it, then make it as a list or something else, then modify it, then convert to as a string type. So only these things are possible. And next is, when you go with your collection concept, each and every type of collection will have a methods in it. The same way, strings also has different types of method. We are going to see those methods. So what is methods here is, the element which is accessed by the object is called method. So here first we'll be covering with the methods like what to say, like inbuilt methods. So for that we are supposed to import a strings. String is the inbuilt module which is available. You can import it, you can make use of it. So if at all you import this one, I can make use of n number of inbuilt modules. We can see what are those. First one, what is that we're going to see is, if at all we want to access the all the alphabet like A to Z, uppercase and lowercase, if you want to specify it or initialize it, in those cases I can just mention string dot ASCII letters. If I mention ASCII letters, then just give me a minute. Let me import this module, then let me work on further. So if I say string dot ASCII letters. So this is going to give you all the uppercase and lowercase values of your keyboard. You can notice that A to Z uppercase, lowercase value is displayed here. The same way, if you mention print string dot, okay, lowercase, if I specify it, you can just notice that only the lowercase alphabet is displayed. The same way, if you feel that you are supposed to access only the uppercase alphabet, then you can just mention ASCII dot upper. Now what happened? All the uppercase alphabets will be displayed, A to Z. And same way, if you want to access the punctuations in your keyboard, like colon, all those things, if you want to filter out it for some condition or some programming condition you wanted, you can just give punctuation. So what happened? All your punctuation, what is available in your keyboard will be displayed. You can notice the last statement here, like all the symbols will be displayed here. Okay. So if you want to access this one, this strings is the inbuilt module you're supposed to import it. That's required here. Okay. And next is like if you want to check whether like what are the digits are there in my keyboard, what are the digits are there. If you want to check it, I can just mention string dot digits. So this will fetch all the digits 0 to 9, all the digits will be fetched. Okay. So if you want to digits, we know that we have this is base 10 number. Apart from base 10, we have hexadecimal numbers also, octal numbers also, isn't it? So for hexadecimal number, I can call here like hexa digits. Hexadecimal number is the one which we have 0 to F, right? So we'll just display the values of hexadecimal value followed by 0 to F value will be displayed. And same way, if you want the octal numbers to be displayed, I can just fetch string dot octal. So what happened? Octal value 0 to 7 will be fetched. So like apart from the integer base 10, I can fetch all the other values also by using this predefined methods. Okay, so these are the predefined methods which is in the module string. So you can make use of these methods if you import those modules. And next is we do have certain methods for the initialize string. So for example, like if you want to identify where the string ends with some character, for example, let me take like what I can take a string here. So just a minute, let me think to a string what I can take it here. So let me take Bharat. Okay, I'm going to take Bharat as a name. I want to check whether this particular name ends with H. So if it is ending with H, this will return only the Boolean value case, like true or false. If it is ending with H, what happened? Yes, I missed yes here. Ends with H. So it will give you true. In case if I give any other character, our given string name is Bharat. If I give any other character, like it ends with yes, it will give you false. So this is the purpose of ends with. It is used for checking whether the strings ends with a particular character or not. And next is, if you want to find the starting character, then I can just go ahead with starts with. Just give me a minute. Let me copy till this. I can just specify starts with. We have a lot of methods in strings, guys. I'm just trying to give you as much as maximum as possible. But okay. Just a minute. Okay. Starts with. Assume that I want to check whether this starts with B. If it is starting with B, it will give you true. So in case I given some other character, just a minute, something else is opening here. Okay. So if I give some other character like lowercase b, so it will give you false. So it will give you where the particular string starts with the character or not. If it is starting with it, gives true, else it gives false. So this is the purpose of starts with. The same way, if you want to replace some character, like assume that print. So let me have Ram. Okay. So here I want to replace R with S. For example, let me mention dot replace, and here let me mention I want to replace R, and what is the string I want to replace with? I want to replace with yes here. When I execute it, you can notice that R will be replaced with ES and it will be printing as instead of Ram, it will be giving us Sam. So this is the purpose of the replace. You can replace any character by using the replace method. Okay. So these are the basic method. Apart from this, we do have a certain methods to check whether the given string is digit or not. Like if I want to check, like I'll just give 200. If I want to check whether this particular given string, this is a string, right? When I give double quotes, it's a string. So I want to check whether the given string is a digit or not. I can make use of is digit. This will give you true. Like all this function will give you only boolean value like true and false. If at all, it's going to start with the is presided by like is digit. Is when something starts with is, for sure we can say that those particular functions is going to give you only boolean value as your output. The same way I can check whether it's an alphabet or not by specifying ABC followed by dot is alpha. When I call is alpha, it will give you true since this is the alphabet. The same string when I give like this, when I call is alpha, it will give you false. This is not an alphabet, right? This is the integer value of string type. This is not an alphabet. So this will give you only false as a result. So this is the purpose of alpha. So the digit itself, when you pass like this, so this digit itself, when you give string and we pass is digit, will give you only false. So string type integer, string type whether alphabet, whether it's completely alphabet is used for checking this one. That is the purpose of is alpha and is digit. The same way we do have a function to check whether the particular number is a decimal number or not by using like I can say that 20. I can specify whether is decimal. So if it is a decimal number, base 2 number will give you true. In case if it is not a decimal number, let me give hexadecimal value like with F value along with it. So in those cases, it will give you false as your output. So this is a function which is used for checking whether it's a digit or alphabet or a decimal, all those things. You can check with alphanumeric also. So like I can say that just give me a minute. Let me copy paste it. So I can check is alpha numeric. So alphabet followed by numeric. Okay. So this alphanumeric, you should be little cautious that this person will be giving true for all the cases. Whenever it is a numeric or whenever it is an alphabet, it will give you true. So for all the cases, it will give you true. Just give me a minute. Let me type everything. You can look at here. I'm having 20 ABCs there. So it will give you true for all the cases, guys. Okay, it will give you true for all the cases. Like 20 ABC, 20, like 20. It will give you 20, all the cases like alphabet, numeric, alphabet, and followed by numeric alone. For all the cases, it will give you true when you have a alphanumeric. Okay, so this is the one for checking this for alphanumeric. The same way you can check for like uppercase, lowercase also. Just a minute. So I want to check where the given string is in uppercase. Like example, let me take Sai. I want to check where this particular string is in uppercase. I can just mention is upper. Okay. The same way, let me give you one more string which is a mixed one. You can notice that the first string will give you true, second string will give you false. The reason is we have a lowercase along with it. Okay, that is upper and followed by both the cases. First case it is true, second case it is false. Same way you can check for a lowercase also. So we have a lot of things here, guys. If upper is lower, is numeric, all those things we have is function. Maximum try to know about all functions, guys. It will be helpful for the people while programming. So when I give for this one, this is not a lower, so it will give you false. So when you come with this one, this is of lowercase, which will give you true as the output. Okay, so this is the purpose of is upper, is lower. And apart from this, we do have a swap case. Swap case in the sense like uppercase can be converted to lowercase and lowercase will be converted to uppercase. For example, let me give print and let me give all is well. Okay, dot is like I mentioned, not is swap case. Swapping the cases like uppercase to lowercase to uppercase will be swapped. We can notice that all the starting word has been converted to lowercase and remaining data has been converted to uppercase. This is the purpose of swap cases. Okay. Apart from this, we do have a partition also. Like if you want to partition the string, I can make use of partition. For example, let me take it here. Print. So let us take the data Python. Assume that I want to partition the string dot partition. So based on which character, if you want to base partition based on y, it will partition based on y. In case if you are giving partition based on any character, it will be partitioning based on the particular character. Based on O, the data will be partition. So whatever the character you're giving based on the particular character, it will be partition. So apart from this, if you want to find the index of one particular element for particular character, then I can just make use of it dot index of index of t. So index of t will return as 2 as the outputs. Like what is the index of the particular data will be displayed here. Okay, this is the purpose of these functions. And apart from this, we do have a like a print. What I can say, if you want to capitalize the string, for example, hello, how are you? If I specify this string, I want to capitalize this one. So we know that the property of capitalizes, the first string starting character will be capitalized. So here, what I mentioned, parenthesis, I'm missing parenthesis here, guys. So it is giving an object type as a output. Just a minute, let me command these persons. Okay, Let me execute it. Here it is, can notice when I give capitalize, the string has been capitalized by uppercase H. This is a capitalize function. So apart from this, if you want to find the occurrence of character, then I can make use of count. Like I can say that print. So we have lot of functions, okay? Like not only few functions. I'm giving to the maximum. I told you, right? So to the maximum I'm giving, we have a lot of functions. Okay, for example, like if you want to have a count of it, I can say that count of H. So what happens here? The number of occurrence of H will be displayed. H is occurring twice in the string, so this will be displayed. Okay, so I have just given the maximum methods what can be done. So we have still more also. I want you people to go through it later. And apart from this, we do have some common functions in it. Like two more important functions. I didn't say you guys, sorry for it. Two more important function here is I can say that split and join functions are very important in Python. So like assume that we have see the change. When you have this one, when I mention dot split. So when I use split, what happened? The data will be splitted and will give you list as your output. So data splits and gets list as your output when you use split. The same thing, we have one more concept called join. When you use join, dot join, okay, of var. When I mention join here, this join is used for joining the data. So we have a list of data here, right? So the data will be joined like one with other. If you have leave spaces here, the data will be joined with spaces. So first data, second data, all the data will be joined with spaces. In case, if you mention some symbol between it, then I can mention join with dollar symbol in between. So C dollar, the dollar, change dollar. So it will be displayed with the dollar. So these are the other two important functions in string concept we should know. Okay, these are very important concept. And next is common functions. We have some of the common functions in string. If you want to find the length of your string, I can just make use of len followed by the string. For example, let me pass Python. So if I pass Python, you can notice the length of the string Python 6 will be displayed. If you want to find the maximum character in alphabetical order, what is the maximum character? If you want to find maximum, then I can make use of max. Okay, in case print, if I give min, then the minimum character in it will be displayed. So these are the functions which is available where I can just common function case pick a maximum character in a string, minimum character in a string, and apart from this, I can have a length of a string by using this calculation. So by this, we are ending with the theoretical concept of string, guys. I just given you a basic knowledge about how to access a string and how to declare it and what are the functions available in string. So I believe everyone is clear. If there is any doubt in this part, whatever you have seen so far, shall we move on to the problem solving based on this? Respond me. Is there any doubt till this? Okay, fine. You're clear, right? Okay. So now we'll move on to the problem solving statements. Just give me a minute. Let me share the screen. I'll just switch over this question part. Here is the first question. Guys, questions are very simpler. Okay. Like direct and simple question. Manu was given a string which may contain lower and uppercase character. So here, what is that we are supposed to deal with? A string which is contained lowercase and uppercase characters. His task is to remove all duplicate characters. So in the string, what is that we are supposed to remove? All duplicate characters from the string and print the resultant string. The order of the remaining character in the output should be same as in the original string. So the our work is to only remove the duplicate values alone, and your order of a character in a string should not be changed. This is the question. So here in your input, you're going to accept number of test cases. Based on the test cases, you're going to accept the input value, and we are supposed to remove the duplicate value and print the data in my output. So here, what is the string they are given? The given string is Happy New Year. Okay. So here, like they mentioned HAPP by, so lowercase, right? Sorry for it. Let me type in lowercase. HAPP by followed by NEWYEAR. So here what is that we are supposed to take a character, check. So form a new string. You're supposed to form a new string. Okay. So what is that we are supposed to do here? Take a character, check whether the particular character is present in this particular new string or not. So take H, check number of occurrence of H. This if it's the first occurrence, bring the H here. Okay. Same way, take A. Okay. Check whether A is present so far in this particular string. No. Then bring the A here. Then take P. So far P is not added to a new string, then add your P. Then take the second P. So when you take this one, you can just notice that we have already one P. So don't insert this one, directly move on to the next string. So the next character is Y. Y. So check whether Y is here. Y is not here. Okay, Y is in lowercase. Okay, it's not here. So it will be inserted. And next N is also not here. E is also not here. W is also not here. This Y is in uppercase. So it is repeated, but it's not in lowercase, right? It's uppercase. So inserted. So when you come with E, you can notice that E is already present in your new string. Don't insert it. When you come with A is also present. So A should be in lowercase, right? It's my mistake. I'll write in lowercase case. A. So when you come across A, so A is also present. So don't insert it. When you come with the next character, the last characters are. So now you can notice that we got our output after removing the duplicate. So I believe it is clear with the question. Remove the duplicate, don't change the order of a string, try to print it. This is your question. Start doing this program. Y is 2 times Uraj, but this Y is in uppercase and this Y is in lowercase. That's the reason they didn't consider that. Make it soon. If you have any doubt in the question, let me know. Guys, do it in the editor, whatever the editor you're comfortable, either online editor or it might be either your like your editor, whatever you have in device. But try it, don't work in pen and paper. So I want you people to try it in the device. So in this approach, what is that you did? I can notice that you are trying to form a keys. So whenever it is a keys will not allow duplicate. You are using the concept right like this, right? So here, so those who came across the dictionary, in dictionary we have one key form, one particular option called form keys. By using this, I can just form like any data as a key. So whenever it is a key, duplicates will not be allowed. So what he is doing here is he is trying to convert as a dictionary. Then later on he is trying to join the data. When he trying to join the data, duplicates will be removed and the remaining data will be printed. Any other approaches? Others? Any other approach? Shall we discuss? Are you people still doing? Respond me or shall we discuss here? Come on, respond me. Do you want few more minutes or shall we start doing here? No response, huh? Okay, fine. We'll do it. Okay. So we have a few more questions. We'll deal with those questions also. Listen here. So this is one approach by using dictionary, but those who are not aware of dictionary, that is also very simple. Like here, what you can do is you can just form a new string. So new string can be of a list type. Later on, you can join it. You can iterate your string. Like I can just iterate my string by mentioning for x in the particular given string. So what happens? A character by character will be taken. So now what I'm going to do is, as I said you, I'm going to check with my output string whether the particular character is present. Like I can check it whether x is, instead of presence, I can check for a absence. When the x is not present in my output, like x is initially h, I'll check whether h is present in my out. If it is not present, then try to insert this data inside it by mentioning the append. So that's complete list, right? So in for list, I'll be using append method, append of x. Now what happened? This h will be inserted. The same way, one by one character will be inserted by checking for the presence of it in the existing output. If it is there, I'll not insert it. If it is not there, I'll insert it. So this process happens till the end. At the end, what is that you're supposed to do? Just join your data, like apply join. I can mention dot join my output. So you can notice that our data is displayed here. A very simple, guys, like declaring one list and checks for the presence of the character. Just if it is not there, push it from the beginning one by one. Is this clear? Hardly 4 lines of code. Fine, right? Okay. I'll just move on to the next one, guys. Okay. I'll just display the next question. Like this, very simple, just checking a condition. That's it. We'll move on to the next question. Here is the next question. Okay, listen here. You are given a string. Your task is to reverse the vowel of string. We are supposed to reverse the vowel of a string. Normally, we might came across string reversal. This is a vowel reversal in a string. So here, input is the first line contain number of integer test cases denoting the test case in the sense like number of inputs, like sample inputs and sample outputs. And then the T follows each test cases contain a string. So if I give like two inputs will be given, two output has been given. This is what they mention as a input. In output, what is it we are supposed to display? We are supposed to display the string with vowel reversed. So from the given string, we are supposed to reverse the vowel and print it. So for here, the number of test cases given here is 1. The first given input is hello world. So let me write it. HELLOWORLD. Hello world is the string given. Now, what is our task? Our task is to reverse this one, right? So if you want to reverse this one, they didn't ask us to reverse the entire string. They asked us to reverse the vowels here, right? So if I want to reverse the vowel, first I should find where the vowel is present. Okay, so I'll have a pointer from beginning position. I'll just check one by one. I'll check whether this is a vowel. No, this is not a vowel. The same way, I'll check it here where this is a vowel. Yes, this is a vowel, right? This is a vowel here. So when it is a vowel, stop your pointer. So like when you come across a string reversal or vowel reversal, whatever it is, we need two pointers. Like one person, assume that there is a person who is asked to check from the beginning, and we need a person who has to check from the end, isn't it? We need two person to check from the beginning and end. So then only I can able to do the reversal operation. So when it is a string reversal, like I can say that when we have like string like welcome, if you want to reverse the string, what will we do? We'll make a two person, like from here one person will be starting and one person will be starting at the end. So this is our string reversal, guys. He will start at the end position. Now what happened? These two person will be reversing, like he will be reversing. Assume that he is the person I and he is the person J. So these two person will be swapped. So E comes here, WG goes here. Again, this person from here, he jumps here. And same way, this person comes in a backward direction. One person will be going from backward and one person will be forward. Now E and M will be swapped. So M comes here and E goes here. So again, from here, this person jumps to the next position. Same way, he jumps to the next position. So O comes here and L goes here. At one point, both the person comes to the center here, like both the person will be standing at this point, like where I position and a J point position will be equal. When it is equal, you can break a condition. So you can break your condition and you can just say that. So you can just place it as such. Now you can say that your string is reversed, right? So making a person swap from beginning and end. So till your midpoint, when I do it, I can say that my string is reversed. The same thing I'm going to do. Instead of moving this person parallel, like one step here and he one step. So like front and back one step, I'm going to do one thing. I'm not going to have parallel moving of it. Instead of this, I'm going to move the first portion till he reaches level. I'll make him to stand at this position itself. I'll ask him, you please wait here. The same way, I'll just start my iteration from this position. So from here, he jumps here, he comes here, and he comes here. Once he comes to this position, okay, I found that this particular O is a vowel. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap the data between these two. The remaining data will be there. So O comes here and E goes here. Okay, again he will be incrementing till the where he finds the vowel, and again this person also incremented. So until which they will be incrementing until your midpoint they'll be going it, and they'll be performing the swap operation. So instead of performing generic swap, I'm going to find the vowel. I'm going to make a person run till the vowel stop there, and same way the last person has to come till the vowel stop there, then perform swap operation, then move till the next vowel. So this is going to happen till you reaches the midpoint. Once you reaches the midpoint, you're going to stop your operation. Okay, this is the process what you're going to do. Start doing this program. This is also an easy program. Make it fast. Make it faster. If you have any doubt, let me know. So let us solve this question, okay? So just give me a minute. Problem statement 2. So what is the actual scenario they are looking for here? Like if hello world is given, the data has to be reversed. Only the vowel position has to be reversed and other data should not be reversed. This is the test case they are giving. So we'll just go further. Just give me a minute. I'll add few cells. Fine. Now assume that my new string here is, I'll take hello world. Either you can accept from user or you can have directly, guys. Here, let me have directly hello world. I'll just initialize it. Now, if we want to do some manipulation in it, I told you that we are going to have a 2%. One person is from the beginning and one person is at the end. Okay. So from the beginning, I'll have one person start from 0. And from the end, I told you, right? From the end, who's that? Like from the last portion of string, that is D. So if we want to start from the last portion, I should know the length of the string. So length of the string, let me give length of my string. And let me mention -1. The reason behind it is, so if I mention my string, it will give you the character like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, space 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11 could be the size, but actually D could be in a 10th position since we are starting from the 0th position. Okay, so I'll just mention n value as -1. And now I'll just do one thing. I'll have one more person like J. Okay, so I can have one more person like J who starts with your nth position. So I'll have this n calculation above, guys. Just give me a minute. I'll have this calculation above. Now we'll do one thing. So now we'll just create a new string. And here what we are going to do here is assume that I'm going to create a new string here. Like a new string in the sense a new list I'm going to create it. The name of this particular list, let it be vowel. And this list initially I'm going to make it as a 0. And I'm going to have a till len of my string, I'm going to have a data. So literally what I'm doing here is I'm going to initialize the list. I'll just print and show you what is this vowel here. So this vowel is the one which is of length size. So this vowel will be the length of the allo. Okay, my word. So what I'll do, as I said you, I'll check whether he is a vowel or not. If he is not a vowel, I'll push him here. I'll just replace it here. So next one is vowel. I'll stop at this position. And same way, I'll just push this character here. Same way, I'll just push this one here. The next character, I'll push it here. So when I come here, I can notice that he is a vowel. Now, I'll do one thing. Instead of pushing straight away, I'll just push this person here. And I'll just push this E here. So now what happened? Your O comes here and your E goes here. So whenever it is 11, I'm going to do it. So this size is 11. I'm going to go only till 11/2. So my iteration is going to happen only till this. So now after pushing, again, I'll just push the remaining characters. L will be pushed. L is not a vowel. Again, L is pushed. L is not a vowel. Again, when I come here, O is a vowel. I stop it here. The same way, I'll just check with the remaining part. So O is done. Now W will be pushed. No more character. This condition fails. So the remaining character will be pushed here. Like this particular O will be pushed here. So you can notice that this particular character is replaced. So till the midpoint, this person is going to be iterated. So this is the logic we are going to implement here. Like let me show you how is that you're going to do step by step. So this is what I'm going to do now. So now, so this vowel is a list. I'm just initialized it. Now I'll replace it whenever I find it is a non-vowel. Now we'll have a looping. So I told you this is going to happen till the mid value, right? So let me have while I less than or equal to j. So I told you two persons is going to stand here, one person at here and this person at here. So until which they are going to go, they are going to go only till midpoint. Midpoint I mentioned is less than or equals to j. I just mentioned until it's less than j. This is my condition. Now let me go ahead further. So here, like my pointers keep on going till I reaches a vowel, right? So the condition is always true. I'll do one thing. I'll have a while loop here and I'll make my condition true always. So if required, I'll break it, okay, inside this. Now here I'm going to have my condition like if my string of ith position is not a vowel, is not in, for vowel, I'll do one thing. I'll have a set of characters like A, E, I, O, U in a list. So here I'm writing only for the lowercase guys. If you want, you can write for the uppercase also. A, E, I, O, U are written here. Okay, this condition is written. So here, if it is so, what I told you, I'm going to replace the, if it is not a vowel, so this character will be replaced at the concerned position itself, right? So the concerned position I'll mention vowel of I is replaced with my string of I. So now what happened? This string of I is replacing this one when it is not a vowel. And after replacing, I'm supposed to move to the next position. So I'll increment my I value. Like stating I plus assign 1. Done. If this condition is false, else. If it is a vowel, break your loop, stay your I pointer there itself. Don't disturb him. Let it be at that particular position itself. Don't disturb the particular person. Let it be there itself. So this is done. So this is for whom? For the from the beginning I wrote the condition. The same way, let me write from the end also. For the end also, I'm supposed to write a condition like, just give me a minute. So here I add I pointer, right? So here, what is the from the backward? What is the pointer? I'm going to have a J pointer here. So I'll just copy this one. So here I'm going to have a J pointer. And here vowel of Jth position is replaced by str of J. So J has to be incremented or decremented. I is moving in a forward direction. J is moving in a backward direction, right? So he has to be decremented. So let me decrement J minus assign 1. This is done. Followed by else break your loop. Done. So the process what I told you, until I find a vowel, I'm going to iterate it. Once I find a vowel, I break my loop. I'll keep my pointer there itself. Same way for the J pointer also, I'll keep it there itself. I'll not disturb. Now after this, if two persons is standing, if one person is standing here, and if one person is standing here, now what is it I'm supposed to do? I'm supposed to reassign this pointer, right? Like I should make him come here and make him come here, right? So this is what I'm going to do now. So in the new string, I'm going to replace it. In a new string name is vowel, right? We are going to replace a particular string by stating vowel of ith position is replaced with my string of jth position. Okay. The same way, vowel of jth position is replaced with my string of ith position. Okay, the swapping of it. It is done and followed by coming out of it. That's it. This will happen till I pointer is less than your J pointer. Like anyone can reach first, right? So that is the condition. So at the last, we are supposed to join the string and print it. Join it. With vowel is a list, right? Join it and print it. Something is going infinite, I believe. So it's not executing. Just give me a minute. It is not executed. So I'll do one thing. I'll restart the kernel once. Then we'll execute again. Everything will be going fine. So kernel is getting ready. Just give me a minute. Let it ready. Now let's execute, guys. Getting executed. Something is wrong. Why he is creating a trouble? It's getting delay. Okay, I'll do one thing. I'll just copy the same code. I'll paste it ideally. We'll check it. What happens? Okay. Excuse me. I just now I copy pasted here this file. I'll just save this one. So let me keep it as vowel shape, vowel swap. Something is going infinite. That's the reason. Oh, here we didn't increment my I value, right? So here, after when this happening, we are supposed to increment. I got the point. Yeah, I got the point, guys. There it is. What is that? What is just a minute? Okay. Patel, you're asking for small code. So this logic is small one. I'll just show you what is it. Just listen here, listen here. I'll just explain you. Okay. So it is going like big that actually the same set of code I copy pasted it. The same set of code. You can notice it. Only IJ will be varying. This code is same set of code. Just a minute here. Actually, after assigning it, I should move my pointer of my I and J, right? We didn't move it. That's the reason loop is going infinite. Now it will be right. So, oh God. So this kernel I got it got stuck. I'll just run it in ideally. Okay, that will be better, I believe. So he's causing trouble. So when some infinite loop runs, kernel will be stuck. It's a problem here in Jupyter Notebook. It's getting ready. Okay. So we got our string swap. Hello, O and E got swapped, right? So the remaining things are same. Guys, this is very simple. When I'm explaining, it seems to be too big, guys. It is actually very simple. Simple logic. Like hello world is there. Like you're going to have a one more empty string parallel to it. Like initially these are zeros. A very simple. When I go with logic, it is very simple. Like here, what I did here is like whenever it is not vowel, directly push here. So the non-vowels are replaced directly. Whenever it is vowel, I'll make this position replace with this O and this E replace with this O. So O and E is replaced. Again followed by it, L will be moved till I reach a 0. So this value will be decremented till I reaches like I value less than or equal to J value. When both the person reaches same position, my loop stops. That's it. A very simple logic here, guys. So here the code what I written is the same set of code I replaced it. So this is for your forward and this is for your backward. Is this clear? I'll do one thing. I'll just post this code in the chat box. If people can make use of it, guys. This code is very simple code. Just give me a minute. I'll post it in chat box once. You can just make use of it. If you have any doubt in this code, you can let me know. I'll just wait for 1 minute, then we can move on to the next question. Fine, guys. I'll move on to the next question. Here is the next question. Yes, here, right? So next question is also a very simple question. You're given a string. Your task is to eliminate all B and AC in the string. Replace them in place and iterate over the string once. What is that we are supposed to do? We are supposed to replace all B's and AC's in our string by using in place replace, and we are supposed to iterate the string once. So this is a condition they are given here. Like, so the T here mentions the number of test cases and the given will be string will be given to us. What is that we are supposed to return? Remove the occurrence of B and AC in a string, display the remaining data. So here we'll look at the first test case. Look at here. They are given EAC, BAC. So what they told us, when it is B or AC, remove it. So when I remove it, first time when I remove this AC, I'll get BAC. So when I remove B, I'll get AC. When I remove AC, I'll have an empty string as my output. All the data will be erased. The reason is they told us to remove AC, remove B, remove AC. Then empty string will be the output of it. The same way when you come here for this A. So A it should be A. We are not going to disturb, right? A, and followed by when it is B, remove it. Whenever it is A, div it. Whenever it is B, remove it. So output of it is AC will be the output of it. So whenever you have B or AC, remove it. So this is the question. This question is simple, guys. You can do it. Like occurrence of B and AC. Make it faster. So if you have doubt in the question, let me know. So what is the question here is? Our question here is like if at all a string is given with alphabet ABC. So whenever A is there or whenever B is there or when we have AC, we are supposed to remove it. And we are supposed to display the remaining strings. This is the question, right? So this program can be done in two approach. One is in place replace algorithm and other is by forming a new string. So here as of now, we'll just go with a new string. Then if time permits, we'll complete with the in place replace algorithm. Okay, so this is very simple. Listen carefully. Like from the user, what is that you're going to get? You're going to get a original string, right? Original string, you're going to get it. So what I'll do here is like, so let me mention original string, like original string. And here, let me mention A, B, B, C. This is the original string. Now we are supposed to form a new string by removing a B and AC. So this is our task, right? So now let me mention a new string. Initially, this new string, let it be empty. Okay. Now we are supposed to iterate from the beginning till the end of it, right? So what I can do is you can have a iterator called I assign 0. And if you want to know the end position, we need n. N will be calculated based on the len function, len of your original string minus 1. That is the length we can take it. Now we can go ahead further. Okay, so here I'm going to iterate it by using while loop. So by using while, I'll mention I less than my n value. I'm going to go to less than my n value. And here I'm going to check whether my original string of ith position is equals to B. I have only two conditions, right? One is I position might be equals to B. And other condition, what is that? Two character they told us. So what is the two character? Your original string of I, it might be either equals to A uh, and the next position, immediate position, right? The original string of I plus 1th position might be equals to C. It might be either AC or it might be either B. So this is the two condition, right? We have only these two conditions. If it is not, keep the string as such, don't disturb him. These are the three conditions we have as so far. So let me repeat it. Whenever it is B, we are going to remove it. Whenever it is like AC, we are going to remove it. Okay. So the remaining strings, we are going to keep it as such and you're going to form a new string. So whenever it is B, what is it you're supposed to do? Just move your point to the next position. Don't do anything. Move your point to next position plus 1. So whenever it is A and C, just keep those sequence of character. So we are supposed to increment 2 step, not 1 step. Here I'm supposed to go 2 step. Okay, when we have AC together, skip those certain, like if you have AC here, skip it. Don't keep him along with us. Okay, so this is what I'm saying here. Now, what else I can go do here? I was discussing here, this one. So else, if it is not B and if it is not AC, what is it supposed to do? push this character to a new string. What I can mention, new string plus assign original string of your ith character, then increment your I plus 1. Okay, at the end print a new string. So for this, when you remove B and AC, your answer might be A, B will be removed, A, again B will be removed, C. This is the answer for it. So we got A and A, we don't get C. Why it is? Here, due to this -1. Just a minute. So we should go till the end, right? So I given -1 in the number calculation, so we didn't get it. Are the people clear? This is very simple, right? Direct, like hardly 4 lines, as Patel asked. Is this clear, guys? Do you have any doubt in this? Like very simple. Whenever you're going to form a new string, copy it. Whenever it is not, copy it. Is this clear? You want to explain again? Okay, I'll explain again, Abdul. Guys, here, listen, what I'm doing here is, I'm taking a string called ABAC. So ABABC. Okay. So now here the initial I value is 0 and the length I'm calculating. If I calculate the length of it, it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 could be the length of it. Now I'm just starting from the beginning, I'm going till the end. So starting from 0 till less than 5, I'm going to execute it. So right now I'll take with the 0th position character. I'll check whether it is equals to B. No, it is not B. Okay, it is not B, so it will not come here. Then I'll just check with the next character. Right now position is A. Yes, this condition is true. And I'll check with the next position. I plus 1th position. Right now I is 0, right? So I plus 1 position is 1. Whether it is equals to C. No, this condition is false. There is an AND operator. Both the condition has to be true. So this will not be satisfied. So immediately what happened? A new string, along with the new string, the first character in the 0th position will be added. So right now A will be added. After this, I'm incrementing my pointer from this position till the second position. Okay. So again, it increments here. So right now from 0, it becomes 1. Now I'll take B. I'll check whether this condition is satisfied. Yes. Now I'll not do any insertion operation. My incrementation happens automatically. My pointer goes to the next one. And if this condition is true, the other condition will not be satisfied. Again, my loop continues here. Okay. So here right now I'll be at the first position, like sorry, I'll be at the second position, right? So when this increments, it goes to the second position. So I'll just take this value. This will become as A. So now I'll check whether it is equals to B. No. Now it is equals to A. Yes. The next position I'll check whether it is equals to C. No. The condition is this false. I'll come with the next one. Again, this A will be inserted to a new string. Then my I pointer increments. I goes to the next one. Now again I come up and I'll check here whether my now it becomes as 3, right? Let me update it. And now I'll check whether third position is equals to B. Yes. If it is so, increment your pointer, it goes to the next one. Again, I'll check, so it increments to next one. Again, I'll just come here. All this condition fails. So this condition will be satisfied when we have B, and this condition will be satisfied when we have A and C nearer together. Okay. So, and I come for the last condition when this particular position reaches 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Fourth position. When I come for the fourth position, this B condition will be true, so false. And this condition, the next condition also will be false. When I come here, like this value will be inserted along with your new string. This becomes C. And after this, it increments. Now your pointer reaches 5. When it reaches 5, 5 less than 5, my condition is false. It will automatically come out of the loop. And right now, what is the new string? AAC is in the new string. So now if I print my new string, it will be printed. Got it? Is it clear now, Abdul? I'll just give you one more test case also, guys. Like, just a minute. Let me mention O string of the first test case. A, C, B, A, C. Okay. For this, we will be having empty string as your output. No string will be there. The reason is A, C will be cancelled here. Okay. The same way, B also will be cancelled. Okay. Again, AC will be cancelled. Empty string will be there. So this is a one. I'm just forming a new string. I don't follow this algorithm. Okay, this in place replace algorithm is a very simple one. I'm forming a new string with the existing one. Is this clear for everyone?